was like, what the heck? Why am I not getting asked on any dates? Like, this is no fun. And I just was kind of realizing that it wasn't me that boys didn't want to ask out on dates. It was the boys that didn't want to ask out, and they were asking other girls. So it wasn't like I wasn't pretty enough or nice enough or fun enough. It was just like realizing that like I'm a beautiful daughter of God. And I also like started doing like girl ask guy dates. I only did like a couple, and they were kind of far apart because I know it's like the boys are supposed to ask, but it's not a bad thing. And I learned that the boys after that started asking other girls, and it just kind of like boosted them, like, hey, like, it's not, you don't have to spend a lot of money on us or anything. It's just like making friends and meeting new people.
One of the funnest dates I've been on is a girl ask guy date, which was kind of shocking for the guys because like, oh, whoa, I'm being asked on a date. Like they kind of were caught off guard, but it was so fun. And I think that something that girls like need to know is it's not just the guys' awkward responsibility to ask girls on dates. Like we can, and I'm not saying that that's what you need to do, ask girls ask guys on dates, but if you are concerned about, you know, I haven't been asked on a date, then do a date, like plan a date. I went rock climbing for our date and it was so fun, and they told all us like, wow, that was so much fun, like I'm so glad that I got asked on a date for once, and it was kind of like I wasn't spending the money and I got to just relax and have a good night. And it was awesome. And like Lyric said that, you know, the guys after that started, you know, they're like, oh, I can ask on dates too. And then they start asking on dates, and it's really fun.
Yeah, I agree with what Lyric and Sandra said. I've done that too. But also, I feel like you have to take into consideration, sometimes the guys might be scared, you know, oh, she's a pretty girl, I'm a little scared to ask her on a date, like I don't know if she'll say yes. So I also think like if you do get asked on a date, like be, I don't know, positive and make it good or comfortable for the guy too. So
we made hot dogs and we hit glow-in-the-dark golf balls into the lake. And it was like so fun because I was just with fun people and it didn't cost anything. They literally bought glow sticks, golf balls, and hot dogs. And it was cheap and fun, and I was with good people, so it made it like so much better.
Yeah, I think what makes a fun date is fun people. And honestly, you could be doing anything. I've been on the most idiotic dates that are so dumb, and I'm like, what are we doing here? But I was with the funnest boy, so I didn't care, and he made everything fun, and all we did was laugh and have the best night ever, and it was like the weirdest date, but I did not care at all because it was so fun. And so honestly, I don't really care what we do on the date. Like if a boy asks me like, oh, what do you want to do? And I'm like, anything except for hiking. I won't go hiking. I know hiking. So, but basically anything, just as long as you're with fun people and have a good attitude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like we did a date for one of our day activities for a dance, and we did like a scavenger hunt, and it costed nothing. All it costed was me printing out a list of things to do. And it was the piece of paper that cost money that my parents already bought. And we just did a scavenger hunt, and it was like a competition between the two groups. And it was by far the funnest night ever. And then we like took videos of it all and watched it together and had hot chocolate. The date cost like no money at all. No money. And it was so much fun. So I guess it's just like dates are fun, but you can do a lot of fun things without, you know, spending money.
Yeah, I think mainly because like that date, it was planning and like being creative and like
creativity. Yeah,
and just like communicating with everyone and planning it out and actually doing it. But like it didn't cost any money. I mean, maybe for the piece of paper
and the hot chocolate. I like know my standards, and I'm not like, I know how I feel, and I made the decision before that. Yeah, I can like guys, and yeah, I can go on lots of dates, and there may be one or two guys that I'm more keen about, but definitely like letting them know up front and being honest, like, hey, I like you, But, you know, my parents have set this rule, or I set this standard for myself that I don't want a steady date. But, like, regardless, like, if they accept that, then more the power to you. If they don't, then maybe they're not the guy that you should be liking at that time.
I really like what she said about like setting it as a standard beforehand, and I also think that it's really important to keep an eternal aspect, an eternal perspective, you know, because a lot of times I feel like people in high school get caught up in this huge romantic relationship, and we love each other and we're gonna get married, and then they leave on their mission and then they don't get married. And so I just think that, you know, high school's for fun dates and meeting people and figuring out what you like and what you don't like, and I just think that in high school you don't really need to steady date. I mean, you don't need that. You can just meet new people and just date lots of different people.
Yeah, and I think like what we're not trying to say don't date and like don't like people, because like people, nice people, like
on dates with
yes, like it is okay to like boys. Like that is not the point of what we're trying to say. It's more of the aspect of don't pair off and seclude yourself to just one person. And yeah, like them and do a lot of fun things with them. But like remind them that, hey, I'm gonna go on a date with this guy this weekend, and I'm gonna make sure that I still am keeping friendships with other guys and being, you know, outgoing without, you know, pairing off and being like, no, he's mine, only mine.
No
like,
one touches him.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that the like eternal perspective is a huge thing, because I always think about that. You know, I always think about and pray about my future husband, and I hope that. Like, he wasn't the guy in high school who was like, I'm going to devote 4 years of my life to one girl.
Yeah.
Like, okay. No, I hope that he, you know, dates lots of girls and found what he wanted in a wife, and hopefully that's me. So.
Also, like, in my family, we have a rule that we can't go on back-to-back dates with the same person. So if I wanted to go on a date with the same person, I'd have to go on another date. So it's like, I get to meet new people, and I also think it's so important to, like, I don't know, like, go on, like, more, like, I don't know, multiple dates with, like, other people, so then you know what you're looking for in a spouse. I don't know if that's kind of, like, far-fetched, but it's, like, really important to know, like, what you want and, like, have the communication with them.
And isn't that, like, what dating's for? You're supposed to go on dates to find what you like in boys and what you want in a husband, and there's no way you're going to be able to do that if you seclude yourself to one guy, because all you're going to know is that guy and what they do and how they act, and you're never going to know all the like amazing other qualities that guys may have if you if you just limit yourself to one guy.
I also think, like, this might sound nerdy, but I was looking through the For Strength of Youth packet, and it was like talking about like steady dating in high school, and it's just like, you don't steady date in high school. Like, if you're ready to get married, that's what steady dating is. Like, it really is for, like, looking for a companion that you want to have a family with. And you can't really do that when you're in high school. And you don't really know who they are. And it's just so important to meet lots of guys and talk